Done.
Hello. Right, doing another full body full body body weight session. So targeting the full body using just our body weight. Gosh. We can do a warm up, we can do the workout as normal, and then we're going to do a cool down and stretch at the end. The good news is every block that we do, we only ever do once. So every time you see an exercise, you never repeat it again. Yes, apart from the warm up. So let's start warming up. So move your feet in any way and warm up the wrists. There is going to be some work on the wrists, so they do need to be a little bit prepped and mobile. So you can do circles, you do figure eight, you can just do little lifts, you can press into. Honestly, it's just getting a little bit of movement into it, however you feel will best prep you, but trying to just flapping around. And warm up the shoulders, give you circles round and back, both directions. Just trying to move your feet a little bit at the same time as well. You can size it, you can march on the spot, whatever you want to do. Just a little bit of movement as we gradually pump ourselves up for the workout. Work out. It's going to be a good word session, I can tell. Open those chest, we are forward and back. So it's a dynamic stretch of your chest and of your back. It's got a really nice pull on the chest here, a pull on the back. It's one of my favourite things to do. I always get a few clicks in the first time. Oh, got itchy head. Na, 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 na. Nice. And then body weight squats. Ease your way into these. So you were never expected to start a workout and just be smashing out perfect full range. The idea is you start with smaller range and you work up to full range as your muscles get a little bit warmer. And knees down push-ups. Knees down, hands a bit wider than the chest, shift your weight forward and tuck your tailbone under, then elbows push out and in. So knees down or knees in, basically something that's not your entire body weight. Your body weight is quite chunky, right? I don't know how much you weigh, but it's going to be more than a few kilograms. So you want to make it so it's half your weight at least. Jump up, alternate your reverse lunge with the twist, lunge back, twist, step in and switch your legs. It's the push-ups I tend to find people just start going in straight away on the toes because they're like, yeah, I can. But again, it's just a warm-up. So let's call that you can on the toes. Just ease your way in. Star jumps. Jump your feet out and in. If you need to take away the impact, that can be an injury reason or respect for your neighbours. Just step your feet out and in. Maybe you're a little bit hungover, just doing like a bit of a hangover workout. Any reason, you can step out if you need. Never have to do impact if you don't need to. And then warm up the wrists and move the feet a little bit more. So we're doing all those exercises thrice, 3 rounds through. Each time round, we're hoping to feel a little bit more mobile. And again, gradually improving on our range of motion. And warm up the shoulders. Try and go slightly bigger circles. Forward and backwards. Particularly if you're going to pick one, try and go backwards. We do tend to move forward in our life anyway, so anything that's helping open you backwards, that'll be the preference if you're just picking the one. And then open those chest, we're going to forward and back. Is your heart rate climbing? Hopefully. It should be still conversational. As you can hear, I can talk to you now. You'll know the points when it's not meant to be conversational, and that's when I will stop to talk to you, because otherwise you're just going to hear me huffing and puffing. Body weight squats. So take a little bit more time over it and start to ease a little bit deeper into the range. Check your knees. Check that they're not collapsing in like this, but you are pushing them outwards. Nice, knees down push-ups again. So again, knees down. So they're comfortable push-ups, all knees in. And just again, easing into the range, working, pushing your elbows a little bit more, a little bit wider. So dropping your chest, working towards getting the chest right between the elbows. You don't need to go lower than that. Nice, perfect, on your feet. This time you're going to alternating forward lunge, you're going to lunge forward and twisting towards your thigh, push up and back, switch your legs. Nice. Make sure you're stable before you add that rotation. If you find you're not, just take a little bit longer to pause. Star jumps. Jumping out together or stepping out and in. Even if you are stepping, you're now looking to increase the intensity a little bit. So try not to do it slow, but give it with a little bit more energy. 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 Nice, perfect. All right, round 3. Moving a little bit bigger with your feet if you can. So again, just looking for now your lungs and your heart rate to also increase. They are also a muscle, and they also need to be prepared for the workout. So it should be, you can hold a conversation, but shorter sentences. Warm up the shoulders, big old circles if you can. Forward and back, or only backwards. And open your chest, swing out to forward and back. Just got the vibe. We're gonna have a good workout, including me. We're in it together. Nice, perfect squats. Squat down. And stand back up. So push your knees up, push your hips right back like you're testing to see if there's a chair behind you before you stand up. Working to try and get your thighs roughly parallel to the floor. Maybe it's above. Don't worry about going below. It tends to mean your back will start to round. Knees down, push-ups. Spread the fingers. Lock in the belly. Keep the weight forward so your hands are not in front of your shoulders, but instead behind the shoulders. That's perfect. On your feet. Alternating forward lunges again. So we will see forward lunges in the workout. And this time through, get stable. Get your back knee as close to the floor as you can before you push back up. So your target is to get it hovering over the floor. If you're not there, that's fine. Just see how close you can get it to the floor. Star jumps. Energy. Energy. We've finished the warm up with a pulse raiser. Again, I'll give you a high impact and a lower impact option. Only 10 seconds each one. Butt kicks. Kick heels with your butt. So you can see the modification in the bottom corner. You can do it without the jump. So you just step it out. Kicking your heel towards your butt. High knees. Lift your knees towards your chest. Same again, if you want to take away that jump, lift, 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 lift. Round 2 of 3. Butt kicks again. See if you can kick your own butt by squeezing your hamstrings. If you struggle, you might need to work on strengthening here, stretching here. High knees. Lift your knees up, 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 up. So trying to get your knees high as you can, hip height or above. Now do 10 seconds of butt kicks as fast as you possibly can. 8, 7, 6, 5 as you can. This is where I've now stopped because otherwise I can't even talk to you. 3, 2, 1. Do the same with high knees, high and fast as possible. Even if you're not jumping, you still go as fast as you can today in this moment. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Relax, shake off. You've got 30 seconds, have a sip of water. We only ever have a 30-second rest between sets. But remember, each set we only do once. So we're going to do the lower body, we're going to do right leg, left leg. Then we're going to do the upper body, we do abs, and then a cardio exercise. You get a 30-second break, and we do it again with a different variation of the exercise. You're going to start with elevated split squat. So right on the floor, left foot is elevated behind you. Push your hips back and down and stand up. I feel like I should have said you need a chair or something. I will say that in the comments, so hopefully you're ready before we go. If you don't have it though, that's fine. Just do a split squat or a lunge, a static lunge. That's down and up and down and up. I've said right leg. It doesn't actually matter which leg because after the end of this, we're just going to switch over to the other side. Just check. I'll show you from this one. You're not too close together, so the knees aren't together like this. Not so far away that you're practically in splits, but the knees roughly underneath the hip, and both knees are tracking forwards. Nice, we just switch your legs. So you've got 10 seconds to switch. Have a little shake off if you need. Switching legs, checking your feet are hip width apart, so you're not opening wide or one behind the other. And then push your hips back towards your chair, your sofa, your bed, whatever you've got. If you're here, it's knee tracks down towards the floor and you slightly just push your bum backwards. So you should feel the leg that's on the floor in front of you more than the back leg. Notice if you are leaning in the back leg like this. If you are, you'll feel a pull in your quad and your hip, and then just move your weight forward, and you should feel your front leg quad and your bum. Right, just 15 seconds to go, and then we're in the lower upper body. So next exercise is going to be tricep dips. Nice, perfect. So you need your chair, sofa. I will show you the options to sit on the floor if you need. Hands are underneath your hips, so it's so narrow you should be able to sit on your hands. Take your weight in the palms of your hands. Push your shoulders away from your ears, and then just bend your elbows and straighten. So push your elbows straight behind you, and then straighten up again. Bend in and straighten. Notice how you shouldn't really be able to see my elbows here. And if you find you can do yourself, it's probably that your hands are quite wide and pushing outwards. You want to try and tuck them in as much as possible. If you haven't got a chair or sofa, come to the floor, hands behind. Same thing, push the hands, the shoulders away from the ears, and if you bend and straighten here, or you can even lift your hips and bend and straighten for a little bit more body weight. Only got 8 seconds to go. And then we're into core. That's perfect. So coming down to the floor for sit-ups, you can also do crunches if you need to. So hands on opposite shoulders, tuck in your chin, curl up so you crunch, and then past the crunch you sit all the way up, elbows to the knees, roll down to the shoulders, all the way up and all the way down. Challenge is to try and make it so you get that crunch up and then continue past the crunch to full sit, rather than swinging and using momentum to get yourself up. But that is the option if you need a little bit less, or you could just simply stop at the point where you can't get up any further without using momentum and just stay as a crunch. So we use momentum if we absolutely cannot do it without momentum, but if we can, we always try and do as minimal momentum as possible. I've said momentum so many times. Jump up. So, butt kicks, we did this in the warm-up, but this time it's not 10 seconds, it's 45. Kick heels with butt. If you can, it's runner's arms. You've got a slight tip forward, so you're not leaning back, you're not totally upright, slight tip, and then really trying to kick your heels all the way up. You already know how to modify. You did it in the warm-up, you can step it out. This is quite a simple move in terms of things like coordination or getting anything wrong. So try and just go for speed. You're over halfway, can you speed up a little bit more? And then in the final 10 seconds, can you think of sprinting? Final 10 seconds, you get a 30-second break after. Fast you can. 3, 2, 1. Relax, shake off. Have a little sip of water, have a little break, catch your breath. Hoping you do feel a little bit puffed out now. We don't see those exercises again. Bye. So now we just introduce, we're still going to work right leg, left leg, upper body, core, and then cardio. Just different exercises. The first one is the curtsy squat. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. This side. So one leg stays still, other leg goes behind. You push your hips back. Just tap in lightly. Behind, little tap. If you can, the leg that's moving, I said little tap here, little tap back. So keep that leg as light as possible, so you're not tempted to land in that leg and then push forward into that leg, and then land in the leg and push forward. Instead, you're balancing on the leg that's in front and just really lightly tapping the other leg down. Your range is yours, but the closer you get your knee to the floor, the harder your legs are going to work. Nice, have a little shake off if you need. So we're just going to do the other leg. And shift the weight into the other leg and go. Really, the only modification here is your range of motion. So you might be a little bit smaller. Again, it's all about as low as you can go. So your best range. And the closer you can get the knees to the floor, the more you work the muscle. If that for you means like it's pulling or it's going to cause an injury, that's too far for you today for the moment. So you just keep it to the range you can do. For everyone, keep your weight in that supporting leg. Make sure you are tipping forwards so you can really feel the butt going in this one. Feel the stretch of the bum, so you're going to push the butt to stretch it and then it contracts on the way up rather than taking the weight out of the leg. Let's have a little shake off. Push-ups. So for the warm-up, you're there like, oh, I want to do them on my toes. Now's the time. Push-ups, 45 seconds, spread the fingers. Shift your weight forward, brace your belly really strong, and then bend your elbows, push yourself up. Bend your elbows and push yourself up. The thing I tend to see most of is hips lower than the shoulders, or really, really small range, or hands up in front. So it's a really complex move. Pick which variation or which thing you need to work on. Shifting the weight forward, lifting the hips up more, or finding more range. And if it's too much on the toes, you just simply drop to your knees. You can also bring your knees in to box if you need a little bit less, while still keeping your weight forward. We've only got 4 seconds to go. Nice, perfect. So core, lie onto your back, alternate V-sits. Stretch out really long like a pencil, feet out long, arms out overhead. Lift one leg and both your arms, lower down, switch your leg, both arms every time. So lift in and lower in, lift in and lower in. A bit like the sit-up, we're aiming for that crunch and then sitting up further. If you struggle with this, bend your knee. Maybe you don't come up quite as high, but try to again keep that control rather than swinging yourself up. Just use that if you get stuck and you want to try and squeeze out a few more reps. Lying down on the floor. This low heart rate. Let's get the heart rate up a little bit more. Jump yourself up. Star jumps. Just jumping and stepping out, just like we did in the warm-up. 45 seconds. And go. Out in, out in. Now, in the warm-up, I'd really like the arms longer. If you need to do shorter arms, you can go a little bit faster, feel free. We're just doing anything to get the heart rate up as high as possible, and you can step it out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. If you do want to make this a little bit spicy, a little bit more challenge, you can do an explosive star jump. So it's bending your legs and jumping out like that. Bend and jump, bend and jump. Up to you, whichever option you want to pick. Your work out. This is the end of round 2. You got 2 more rounds after this, then you're done. And 3, 2, 1. Nice, well done. Have a sip of water, have a shake, catch your breath. Should always feel that little spike of the heart rate at the end there. So you're exactly halfway through the workout. You've just got 2 more blocks. The next one is going to be a forward lunge. So you're stepping forward, dropping your knee, pushing up and back. If that is a bit too much, feel free to step forward and stay here and just again go for that static lunge, down and up. So forward lunge, right leg every time. Step forward, drop your knee, push up and back. Right leg again, push up and back. Make sure you are striding to a length that means your back knee is pretty much underneath your hip and you're not here like this. Then you're really going to struggle to get back up without using a swing of the body weight. So here, push up and back. Like I said, if you need less, you do a static lunge, or again, just reduce your range. If you've picked this workout, I assume you can walk, and every walk forward is essentially a lunge. So you just go to where you can go. That's what every workout's all about. Have a little shake off, we're switching sides. Every workout is that, it's finding out where you are, finding out if you can squeeze a little bit more out of it. So left leg, lunge, push up and back. Lunge, push up and back. Bam. Runner's arms here will help with stability. So when you step your left leg forward, your right arm comes up as a counterbalance and then switches. Bam and bam. How close can you get your knee to the floor? Can you get it to touch? And by touch, I don't mean smash down. Be in control of it. Control it down, power it up. Control down, power up. Nice. Well done, shoulder push-ups. If you know you're coming into a down dog style position with your fingertips facing in slightly, you're creating a V shape in the air. Your butt is up, your knees might be slightly bent. Just drop the crown of the head towards the floor by pushing your elbows out and then squeezing your elbows in. So it's a bend of the elbows and a straighten. There is actually no way to modify this on your knees. The only way to modify it is reducing your range. So a little micro bend. So maybe here like this. Or it's just simply holding the position. And just holding. You will still then be working into the top of the shoulders. Maybe you need to take lots of extra breaks and then get back in. Maybe it's 5 seconds at a time, break. If not, you're trying to just really make sure you're falling forwards of the hands on the diagonal, so really loading your upper body rather than pushing back towards the lower body. In a toughie. Yeah, nice, perfect. Roll over onto your back. Or leg raises. Line your back, feet over the hips. Press your hands into the floor next to your hips, not under the hips. Lower your legs towards the floor and then lift up again. So lower your legs and you'll feel this point where it wants to go like, whoa, and your back wants to arch away from the floor. You stop just before that point and come back up again. If you feel it arch, you've gone too far. And that might mean your range might look like this. It might be an inch and that is fine. If you need less, bend your knees and do the same thing, or do alternate leg, one leg at a time. But really avoid putting your hands underneath your bum, because then you'll find you're not training your core to hold the position. Even if you can go bigger. Bigger isn't always better. Rock up. 45 seconds of high knees. You ready? 3 and 2 and 1, go. Lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it. So key here is high knees. But if you're looking for like medium impact, maybe you want to run closer to the floor and go faster and runner's arms. If not, you step it out and choose again the level that's appropriate for you. The goal is high heart rate kick. So you're halfway, whatever option you're choosing, see if you can either go faster or higher for the last 15 seconds. Speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Relax. Shake off. Short and sweet workout. Goodbye to all of those. We got one more round. And then there's nothing after that apart from the cool down. So this is the round that hopefully you're looking to find fatigue. Oh. Puffed. High knees, very simple. Very heart ratey. So you can see in the bottom left, we're going to lateral lunge. Right leg, sit your right leg out wide. Push your hips back. Push yourself up and back. Step out wide. Bum pushes backwards. Chest tips forward. If you need a little bit less, just keep your feet wide and just bend one knee, push up and back. Bend one knee, push up and back. So you can get rid of that step. The leg you're moving away from stays straight. The leg you're landing on is the one that bends. And make sure you are pushing your butt backwards. So not just staying upright. A bit like all of them. We're looking for that butt back, thighs coming as close to parallel to the floor as you can manage. And chest is tipping forwards. Bam. Switch legs. With that one, the wider your legs and the deeper you go, the harder it's going to be. So if you can avoid making it really easy for yourself, let's do it. Wide as you can, so it's really big, strong push to get back up. Now my left foot, the one that's moving, the heel is down. So then I'm pushing into the heel and the edge of the foot to push back up again. So it's really starting to work into the side of the leg as well as the quad of the bum. So keep the heel down and then really push the floor away. Same if you're not doing the step. Bend and then push away. Bend and then push away. And yeah, you should feel the inner thigh stretch here too. Nice, perfect, high-low plank. I think possibly everyone's least favorite. You do knees or toes, I recommend trying the toes. Hands away under the shoulders, then down to the forearms. Just again, take your feet a bit wider than normal. Down to forearms, low plank, back up to high plank. And then lower down again. Alternate the arms that you lead with. So you're not always in with your dominant arm. If you need less, go down to the knees. Down, up and up, maintaining plank throughout. You will want to put your hand further out in front or to the side because it's easier. And yet, when you hit low plank, I want you to pause, feel that you're in a plank, and then you've not left your butt behind. And then wherever your elbow is, that's where your hand goes. The target is, yes, it's working the abs, but it's also the upper body. Getting it right under the shoulder is going to really challenge your upper body. Nice, perfect. Lie onto your back. Toe taps. Feet are over the hips again. Flex the feet and you're going to reach your arms up and aiming to touch the toes and lower down. Again, that is your target. Will you necessarily hit it? Not necessarily. You're still aiming to get as high as you can. If your hamstrings are tight, that's the backs of the legs, you may need to bend your knees a little bit. If you find you've got that, you do need to work on your hamstring flexibility, and you know I got to work out for that. That's your upselling. But if you can, you're trying to make it as squeezy as possible, minimizing the momentum, so it's that crunch up and lower down. If you're very flexible, you might find your legs come here, try and keep the knees forward over the hips. Nearly there. Oh, I'm melting. Nice, perfect, coming up. And we've finished the entire workout with 45 seconds of burpees. Any variation, like you can hit plank and do push-up with your chest to floor, just make sure you've got a locked in core. 45 seconds, squat, plank, squat and maybe jump. You might want to step out this whole lot. You may want to add a push-up. You may want to add chest to floor, in which case just make sure you're not doing the wild down. In my opinion, I would say get rid of the push-up and chest to floor if you find that slows you down. And let's get max reps in. You're already halfway. If you can do your reps, try and double that number. There's nothing to say you have to jump if you don't want to. But if you are jumping, land softly in your legs. This is it. 8 seconds. Bam, bam. Done. You stick the landing in the last one. Done. 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 And done. Oh yeah. You're done. Keep your feet moving. Heart rate, I'm hoping, is really high. Hopefully higher than mine, because I stopped and talked for a lot of that. So take time, breathe, move your feet, and then we'll stretch. Keep your feet, just take one arm across, stretch shoulders. All done. Don't hit pause or stop now. Don't skip the stretch. So this every time you're clearly here, either for mental health or physical health and fitness, and part of that includes the warm-up. If you're here and you exercise for your mental health, you miss the warm-ups and potentially get injured, then you can't exercise. Not worth it. So the warm-up and the stretch, as important as the rest of the workout. Switch your arms. Looking to feel this across top of shoulders and the side of the shoulder. If you want to feel it a bit more, maybe take the arm out further before you take it across. You can change the position of where you hold it. Just you want to make sure you feel a good stretch. And as you move, and then hold the stretch, you should notice your heart rate getting a little bit closer to normal. Nice, perfect. Stretch your triceps. Reach one arm up, bend it. Grab the elbow and pull the two feels that stretch down the back of the arm. You might feel it better by reaching behind and pulling on the fingers. whatever gives you the best stretch. Again, a little movement of the feet. Conscious breathing in through your nose. And taking your time to breathe out. Just switch your arms. Bum, bum, bum. Another one bites the dust. Bum, bum, bum. Well done. Thank you for working out with me. And yeah, you always hear me banging on about the technique as well. You normally get the most out of the workout with the best technique. Stretch your chest, hands on the lower back, roll back the shoulders and squeeze your elbows in. You get a little ab stretch as well, just squeezing your butt up to your back a little bit. Not so you get pain in your back, just so you just feel that stretch across your belly. Yeah, if you nail the technique, you'll naturally get more intensity as well. Another one bites the dust. Bum, bum, bum. Another one bites the dust. Nice. When I stretch your quads, find your balance, pick up one foot, pull the heel towards your butt. Knees together if you can. You can hold on for balance if you need to. The main focus is the stretch and not your ability to balance on one leg. Keep pushing your hip bone forwards. Feel that right the way into the thigh, down to the knee, into the hip. Switch your legs. I'm levitating. Whoa! Sorry if you got music on. And one more stretch. You can stay for it. Your butt stretch. So just cross one leg over, relax the knee down, and push your hips back until you feel the stretch in the bum of the leg crossed over. If your balance is iffy, feel free to hold on, or feel free to come down to the floor and do the same stretch there. So you just cross your ankle over the thigh, and then this time pull the thigh towards you. Nice, perfect. And switch your legs. So you're on the floor, cross the ankle over, reach through for the opposite thigh, pull the leg towards you. If you're standing up, just the same as the other side. Push your ankle over, push your hips back. That is us done. A short, sweet 30-minute workout. How do we feel? I'm hoping that just flew, because we didn't do bam, 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 again, same muscle, exact same muscle, but hopefully the entire body feels nice and tired now, well worked out. Have a little shake off, have a little twist off, and then give yourselves a loud so someone could hear you if they live near you. Big round of applause. Well done. You did amazing. You did amazing. I have to assume you did amazing, because if you're here listening, you did amazing. If you're not here missing it, then no, seriously, well done. Give me feedback. Let me know what you're more or less of, etc. I'm always here to do workouts for you, but well done.